It is 6:49. This is your morning in 8 minutes. Right now, take a look at your screen. The TBI needs your help finding this missing man. A silver alert is issued for 95-year-old Robert Spall out of Loudoun County. Investigators say he has a medical condition that may impair his ability to return safely. TBI says they're not sure which direction he is headed, but they believe he could be driving this black GMC Envoy with Tennessee tags 482 BFGV. If you see him or this car, call police. And right now we are working to find out the condition of a Morristown woman shot in the face.
Police say it happened at a home on Windy Street. When officers got there, they found Tiffany Perkey lying on the front door at the front door with a gunshot wound to her face. Police arrested the homeowner, Tiffany Brooks. Investigators are working to figure out how the shooting started. And a man is now being charged from a deadly shooting in East Knoxville. Amon McCutcheon is accused of shooting and killing Robbie Matthews in front of a home on Linden Avenue on October 8th. Police say Matthews later died at UT Medical Center. Officers identified McCutcheon as a suspect and arrested him Wednesday. During a search of his home, police say they found the same gun used in the shooting. McCutcheon is scheduled to be in court on Monday for a bond hearing.
Some sad news this morning. A giraffe many of you have seen at Zoo Knoxville for over a decade is now in hospice care. The zoo says 19-year-old Jumbe is in declining health. They're monitoring him right now with medication. Zoo Knoxville received him in 2011. He's one of the oldest giraffes in the United States. Well, right now, the Knox County Sheriff's Office is investigating after 3 cows were shot dead in North Knox County. A man told deputies his cows got loose near Brock Road. He and his son found them shot to death in an overgrown field. KCSO says they don't have any suspects.
Meanwhile, the KPD is releasing results from a survey taken by employees working in the department.
Chief Paul Noel requested the survey after he took office in June. Almost half of the department's employees say there's not enough training or mentorship within the department. Some 70% of black employees feel discriminated against because of their race. At the same time, most employees say KPD supports their well-being. Chief Paul Noel says he plans to use the data to fix the department's vision for the future over the next 1 to 2 years. We do have all the responses from the survey right now in the WVLT News app.
And new details this morning as the CDC Advisory Committee is recommending that the COVID-19 vaccine be added to regular immunization schedules for next year. The vote unanimous. It's not a mandate, but the CDC cannot force states to follow this decision. Instead, they are recommending states add the COVID vaccine to the list of vaccines required to attend school. And Tennessee Governor Bill Lee is now responding to this. In a tweet, he says mandates are the wrong approach, and Tennessee is led in pushing back on federal COVID vaccine requirements. He goes on to say Tennessee won't be impacted by the latest vote from the CDC. Well, you can celebrate the life of country music legend Loretta Lynn.
She died more than 2 weeks ago at the age of 93 and was buried during a private ceremony. But now country music is remembering her. The Grand Ole Opry holding a celebration of life in Nashville. It'll feature never-before-seen performances, collaborations with special guest appearances like artists Darius Rucker, Keith Urban, and Martina McBride. The event's set for October 30th. It is sold out, but you can watch it on CMT. In new this morning, the U.S. confirming Russia used drones from Iran in this week's deadly attacks in Ukraine. Yeah,
already Europe took steps to penalize Iran while the U.S. has already threatened sanctions. The U.S. has vowed to make it harder for Iran to sell weapons to Russia. Ukrainian officials say there have been more than 300 missile and drone attacks on the energy facilities in Ukraine over the past 10 days, causing the country to start restricting electricity usage. The State Department says the Iranian military officials were on the ground in Crimea this week, assisting Russia in their operations. Meanwhile, the United Kingdom looking for its next prime minister following Liz Truss's resignation. She now becomes the shortest prime minister to serve in history. The Conservative Party said it would choose a successor by the end of next week as calls are growing for a general election. Truss says she will remain in office until a successor is chosen.
Right now, the Knoxville Utilities Board in phase 1 of bringing high-speed internet to places that need it the most.
The plan is thanks to a $15 million grant. Unlike broadband, fiber is the strongest and fastest service you can get. Now KUB is in phase 1, which is providing fiber to almost 10,000 homes. By the end of the first phase, they hope to service around 60,000 homes. Some of the areas currently using the new service are Lincoln Park, Arlington, Edgewood, and Park City.
WVLT proud to be your official station of the Vols. It is homecoming on Rocky Top. You're invited to watch the annual homecoming parade on campus this afternoon. It's expected to be one of the largest in history. And for the first time ever, we'll feature the Tennessee Walking Horse. The parade will start at Circle Park and end on Cumberland Avenue. It starts at 4 o'clock. This all leads up to the homecoming game tomorrow against UT Martin. The Vols sporting their all-orange uniforms with a twist, adding the Summit blue color accessories into the mix. Saturday's game celebrates the 50-year anniversary of Title IX on campus. Kickoff for the game is at noon on the SEC Network.
And it's hockey time in Tennessee. The Ice Bears are back for another season at the downtown Civic Coliseum. The team coming off that impressive 42-win season with a regular season championship. Before the puck drops tonight, they'll raise a banner to celebrate last year on the ice. Tonight's game starts at 7:35. It is also Vol Night, little Tennessee-themed uniform action for the Ice Bears.
6:54, let's get a look at your roads on this Friday morning.
You are still in good shape if you're just getting out the door ahead of that morning rush. Just be mindful of those school zones. Make sure you're sharing the road with the school buses and you're on the lookout for students heading out. Now that congestion is non-existent right now ahead of that morning rush. You're still on time on 75 South, 640 West, and I-40 West moving around Knoxville. Here's a live look at that traffic flow. No issues to kick off your Big Orange Friday.
Your First Alert Forecast with Chief Meteorologist Heather Haley.
6:55 now, starting the Friday morning off on a cold note. See, a lot of people are still hunkered down inside, sitting by that heater. 34 right now, Knoxville, 26 though, Whitesburg, 32 Rogersville to 36 Greenville, 34 Lansing, then 30 Madisonville. Because that cold air is sinking, patchy frost forming, stray fog developing. Got a little bit of haze moving along the horizon here, but notice that little glow of orange. Yeah, it's Big Orange Friday, at least for sunrise and your sunshine today as well. Light, cool breeze, but winds are turning. That's part of boosting these highs each day. 57 already at noon, high today 66, just below average. Keeping the sky clear with just a few passing clouds, upper 50s at 8 o'clock. Tonight we'll actually have a couple of clouds starting to trickle in from mostly clear to partly cloudy at times by the morning. We start out at 38. So talk about a big orange hoodie kind of morning. In your iMall Vol forecast presented by Food City for tailgating early again, that's a noon game. So Vol Village opens at 8:30. That's where you'll find me. Low 40s at 9, mid 50s at 11. The afternoon hours keep boosting up with that noon game actually starting out in the low 60s. Let's heat it up to low 70s. Actually, let's keep heating it up this weekend. Definitely a lot of good news here. We'll talk more about the warm up ahead of a cold front coming up on the CW.
All right, Heather, thank you very much. Once again, I am very excited just to put on a short sleeve t-shirt again.
We all can do that this weekend.
The good old days, the good old days. 6:56, we're headed over to WBXX. We hope you have a good Big Orange Friday. We'll see you over there.